Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who taught us this truth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. I just want to do a quick lesson on this, man. It says, fears grow over harmful to humans shipment set to travel near major cities. There is no safe level, frankly. All right. This is what's taking place, man. All right, in America. While niggas and bitches is TikToking. All right. This nigga is this nigga driving fucking 18 wheelers through the United States filled with radioactive water or liquid, whatever it is. Right? This is what he's doing, man. It says transporting toxic nuclear waste is a tricky business, especially if it involves crossing borders and potential threats to public safety. All right. This nigga just talking about everybody else's country, talking about, oh, your country's trash. He talking about the people that they're sending to his country, America. Oh, you're sending us trash. The people that are coming in through the borders are trash. Meanwhile, right, this nigga literally driving around he got trucks on the road with this type shit in it. Right? Didn't we just witness the water a few years ago? Right? It says, transporting toxic nuclear waste is a tricky business. Here, let's jump down. It says, Energy Solutions and International Nuclear Service Company wants to import over 1 million cubic yards of radioactive waste. All right. Why? Why you want to drive around the state, right? You want to bend around your whole hood, all through your hood, with a trunk full of radioactive waste, man. It says radioactive waste from Canada to a disposal site in Utah, according to a report by Utah News Dispatch. It says the waste is classified as the least hazardous level. Right. It's the same. It's the same nigga that said, he's not doing a CBDC, and we're not doing Bitcoin, and I'm not doing what is it? What was it? Universal basic income? It was something he said he wasn't doing that he's doing. Okay, AI or something. The scripture says, never trust thine enemy, man. It says, and it includes things like gear worn by workers who handle radioactive materials. The site in Utah, around an hour away from Salt Lake City, all that doesn't matter. Fuck all that. Here it is, this nigga riding around the state with 18 wheelers of fucking radioactive waste. Right? Yo, let's jump around. It says, but even a low risk is still dangerous. right? Why would you want to take that risk? That's a big risk to be taken. You being the boss, right? For lack of better words, over this whole state or city. That's a big risk. Why would you want to take that risk? That's why the scripture says um, through the prudence, I believe, a government is basically well ordered, something like that, roughly paraphrasing. All right. This man has been set up to destroy America, man. The same way the Lord put the spirit on Cyrus, okay, to allow the children of Israel to go back and build the temple, right? Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get it. Let's get that real quick. Real quick, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 1. It says, "Thus saith the Lord to his anointed," okay, "to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden," okay? So the Lord was dealing with Cyrus. No, Cyrus wasn't an Israelite. The Lord wasn't dealing with him the way he dealt with Israel, but the Lord did deal with him, right? In the same way the Lord is dealing with Trump. No, Trump ain't an Israelite. Trump can't be saved. Can't no nation. Salvation is only for the nation of Israel. All right, but nevertheless, the Lord's still dealing, right? And He's using that to bring this, bring America to His knees. All right. Jumping down, it says any level of radiation can be harmful to humans, says Carmen, such and such. Right? But why do you even have to say that? Like, why? Out of all the technology and power that this superpower, because America is still a superpower, right? It's being weakened, but it's still a superpower. Out of all this technology and you got military bases everywhere, nigga, you the hammer of the earth. You don't know how to get rid of fucking nuclear waste, nigga? You don't know how to get rid of nuclear waste. He gonna put that shit in the water, right? That's gonna bring the famine. Okay? That's gonna bring the pestilence. Okay? This nigga wiser than Daniel. He don't know where to put the nuclear waste though. Alright? Here, let me finish out that scripture I was reading. So like Isaiah 45 and 1, it says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden, to subdue nations before him." Okay? The Lord was dealing with Cyrus to subdue these nations. Okay? The same way the Lord has, the scripture says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. All right? The Lord used Babylon. The Lord set Babylon up, aka America. The Lord set this place up. It says, to subdue nations before him, and I will loose the loins of kings, to open before him the two levied gates, and the gates shall not be shut. Okay. There's another one, Isaiah 44 and 28. It says this. It says, that saith the Lord. That saith of Cyrus, he is my shepherd and shall perform all my pleasures. All right, this is the Lord speaking about Cyrus, man, who is not an Israelite. Okay, he can't be saved, right? The scripture says that when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace, right? So if Cyrus, because we are under, this is during the Persians, okay, who the Israelites are being held down by, right? They're being oppressed by the Persians and the Medes, right? And Cyrus, one of the kings of the Persians, he allowed the children of Israel to go back and to rebuild the temple. Okay? No, he's not an Israelite. No, he cannot be saved. Yes, he gonna get his ass handed to him. Right? But the Lord still used him. The same way the Lord is using Trump. All right? But it said, let me finish it out. It said, that saith of Cyrus, he is my shepherd and shall perform all my pleasures, even saying to Jerusalem, thou shalt be built. Okay? And to the temple, thy foundations shall be laid. All right? But let's see what else is in here. It says, the use of nuclear energy and the management of its resulting radioactive waste are complex issues that local governments are still working out. Listen, nigga, they basically saying, look, they still gonna do it. Right? They still gonna do it. They just go, they gonna have to roll with the punches. That's what they saying. But here, let me grab the scripture real quick. Real quick, this Exodus 15 and 23, and I believe this was going into America. It says, and when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah, and I think Marah means bitter. All right, I think I heard the elder say that's where America comes from. All right. But I'm looking for... Oh, you know what? I'm tripping. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 11. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand. It says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues. All right, smite meaning to strike. It says, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. All right, and what was one of the plagues? Well, the Lord destroyed the water. Okay, he turned the water to blood. All right, and America is spiritually Egypt as well. Okay, because this is the place of your bondage. That's what Egypt means. All right, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. All right. Hey, that's what we're witnessing, man. All right. Here, let's jump down. Well, here, let's keep going. It says they that till the ground shall mourn, right? Because if this shit get into the water, it's over with. Ain't gonna be no plant. Plant what? You got a seed. Man. It says, Egypt shall mourn, the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague. Oh, Salakia, verse 13. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting. Okay. These extraordinary cold temperatures. Right? It says, and hail, which comes from cold temperatures. It says, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction. Okay, famine is a sword of the Lord. Okay? Pestilence is a sword of the Lord. These are tools that the Lord uses to judge. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, and you're witnessing all of that. Okay. You got Russia in America's backyard. Okay. The scriptures say how they're going to be a guard to these smaller nations, man. This is what the Lord said. The Lord said that Gog and Magog, or Gog, is going to be a guard, a big brother to these smaller nations, man. And Venezuela is a small nation. Okay? And Russia is doing just that. It says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right. Civil war. Right? Race wars. ICE versus the people. Right? But yeah, I just want to do something quick on this, man. Oh, you know what? No. It was a scripture I was looking for. I think it's in Revelations, with the water being bitter. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, in the name of the star is called wormwood. All right. This is talking about nuclear missile. It says, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, which is bitter. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. All right. This is the same thing you're going to get from radioactive fallout after those nuclear missiles. Right. They just give you the fallout here. He got the fallout on the road. Right. But anyway, I just want to do something quick on this, man. Hey, Lord willing, you edify. Shalom.